Hello, hello. Michelle here from Sensate Soul and the Soul Translator, coming to you from under the bridge here, down by the river, and doing a little walk and talk. And I wanted to do a quick video here about the power of empaths and HSPs and your amazing ability to listen. So there is, in 2019, one of the most trending Google searchable topics is listening skills. Go figure, right? Our world could definitely use a lot more listening to each other, right? And so I was doing some research and discovered that and love that. So I wanted to put this little video together today and speak about how wonderful empaths and HSPs, how naturally our listening skills are really quite well tuned. However, the catch is they're not, let's say they could be challenged when it comes to listening to ourselves. That's where a lot of the work I do around Sensate Soul, around discernment and attunement to yourself and the boundaries and how we're, our mindsets and how we're talking to ourselves. So I'm going to give a kind of like little three-parter way to be able to help listen to yourself, as well as some encouragement around how naturally you are already such an incredible listener, and to please start to turn those ears on towards and inwards towards yourself more. So as empaths and sensitives, we are incredible observers, right? We have a natural ability to be able to just tune in all the time, sometimes a little bit too much so. We have to learn how to turn off that tuning in, just so sometimes we can get a little radio silence. But we are incredible at being able to observe and witness and listen and watch body language and hear, the undercurrent as we go by the river, the undercurrent, and really hear on so many different levels what's going on with people, right? And this ability is something that it's like a natural inborn gift or trait or skill. You hear about highly empathic children, even babies, and also, I must say, include those who are on the autism spectrum, have this uncanny ability to be able to, if one baby starts crying, they might cry too, or they may respond quickly to emotions in others and mirror them very easily and quickly back. I got a quick story here with that. My son, who is an empath, he's 15 now. When he was little, he was called the baby whisperer because you could put him in a group of babies, like at my mom's group in different places, and he literally would he would help quiet them all down, and which made me very popular at mom's groups. But one time I remember there was this one little bit girl, and she just was crying inconsolably, and her mom said she had been nonstop agitated, and my son literally was laying down next to her and just put a hand out and held her hand and just looked at her with this very quiet, wiser than his years, gentle gaze, and she stopped crying and was that way for the rest of the day, my friend had reported to me later. So he had cast a beautiful empathic spell onto this sweet little girl. So as empaths and HSPs, we have an incredible ability to listen and tune in. Yes, am I correct with that one? I'm sure you're like, yeah. Yeah, you're probably nodding your head and being like, yeah, and sometimes I need to learn to turn it off. And yes, that is important, and it's something that we teach over in Sensate Soul. So the second part of this is listening to yourself and listening to the quality of the voice that's going on inside you. Really lets you know who's talking. So here's a three-parter. When it comes down to the, who is expressing itself, we can look at these three parts. One is the inner child, generally the emotions. One is the teenager, the one who's rebelling and pushing back against the things and creating a sense of identity. And then there's the adult self, or if you wanted to use a different reference, it could be the mother or the father in you, or the wiser one that is able to hold space for and understand the other two. So the inner child, as much as it may sound like a metaphysical woo-woo kind of thing to say, is really the seat of our emotions, is the place where we develop our or reclaim our emotional intelligence. And that's actually where we do the most of our healing work, is when we let those emotions clear through us and feel them again, feel to heal, right? So when you are in a place where you're being really hard on yourself and you're not listening very well to yourself, just ask yourself the question. That was a lot of yourselves, wasn't it? Ask yourself the question, is this emotional me? Is this rebellious me? Or is this adult me speaking? And you can switch states in the sense of who's listening to your inner world, to your inner talk. And the emotions, of course, are probably going to not have much of logic in them. And the point is with the emotions, just let yourself feel them. The rebel and the teenager, actually, although there can be the challenging side of that, there also can be the boundary side of that. So listen to the teenager within when maybe you need to hear the boundary that the teenager is trying to say, no, this is not okay, or this is what I want instead of this. Let that teenager also help you with discernment. And of course, the wise or the father, mother, or the adult aspect of you is the one that can settle into the heart and the mind and look and feel and listen from all of the different perspectives. And they all are of equal value and are equally important to listen to. So that's a little listening skills training here on this short little video, to be able to listen more and better and more kindly and empathically to yourself. And also remember that you are already, as an empath and an HSP, an incredible listener. And maybe this is something that you already do use in your world, your career, your life. And if you aren't yet, it may be a beautiful path for you to be able to provide this amazingly graceful ability that you have to read emotions, listen to energy, be there as a witness, as a mediator, as a innovator, because that is a beautiful, beautiful strength of HSPs and empaths. You already have that one so deeply inside you. It's like we're listening in our bones. And to be able to really use that for your beautiful empathic and HSP connection to the world, to your work, and really importantly to yourself. So remember those three parters to be able to increase your listening skills with yourself. And of course, if you'd like more help with this and mindset work and being an empowered empath and HSP and empreneur, come on over to Sensate Soul, jump on the list there so that you can get things that I only send also through private emails. And also like this video if you liked what you heard here. Do share it, subscribe to the channel, do all that wonderful social media love. All right, see you in the next video, and so much love.